G'day legends, Alex Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev. Was Magomed Ankalaev ever offered the fight against Alex Pereira? Yes or no? And whose fault is it? And what is going on? That is what we are going to be talking about in today's video. So, very recently, Magomed Ankalaev and his manager Ali Abdelaziz have come out and called Alex Pereira a liar because Alex Pereira has released statements saying that Magomed Ankalaev simply did not want to fight him. And now there is a whole bunch of confusion going around in the MMA community about what is actually going on here. We're going to clear it up today. Now, to be fair, there are several reasons why there is so much confusion about what is going on here. Number one is translation issues. We have Magomed Ankalaev, who speaks Russian. We have Alex Pereira, who speaks Brazilian or Portuguese, I believe. I'm not sure which one. Someone tell me down there in the comments, so next time I do this, I sound a little bit less dumb, please. And then, of course, we have Ali Abdelaziz as well. So we have three people chiming in on the conversation. Two of them are not speaking English. Then when it comes to Ali Abdelaziz, he's an MMA manager and a notorious liar. And sometimes as an MMA manager, that's just the smart thing to do, is to go out there and just spit lies. Number one, it protects your fighters from the actual truth and their public image. But number two, when something is so blatantly a lie, it riles up the masses and gets the MMA news cycle talking about it, like this very video right now. So from a managerial point of view, sometimes it's not a bad idea to just go out there and start spitting straight up lies. And then number three, the reason that we have so much confusion is that sometimes you've got these content creators out there that are just straight up contrarians, and they are running defense for a certain type of fighter to help perpetuate their own narrative, which also adds to the muddied waters of what is going on around here. And then you end up in a situation like this where we now have Alex Pereira versus Khalil Roundtree set up for one pay-per-view, and not 2 weeks later we have Magomed Ankalaev fighting Alexander Rakic on another pay-per-view, and people seem to think that Magomed Ankalaev should be fighting Alex Pereira and that the UFC are doing Magomed Ankalaev dirty. So let us clear all of this up right now. The first bit of information that we have to really kick things off is this tweet from Ali Abdelaziz, the manager of Magomed Ankalaev and several other fighters, confirming that Magomed Ankalaev was never offered the fight against Alex Pereira. Very interesting that Magomed's manager is coming out and saying this. Well, Alex Pereira responded to this, and I'm just going to steal a little clip from the MMA Zone, which pretty much surmises this very well and has Alex Pereira himself defending himself against Magomed Ankalaev, claiming that he was never offered the fight against Alex Pereira. So let's watch that little clip.
Regarding Alex Pereira, Magomed Ankalaev accused Alex of lying today. In that same video, Alex spoke on Magomed and said that Magomed did not want to fight him.
As pessoas, para mim, é prazer, privilégio, eu estou no lugar certo. Então, muitas pessoas me perguntam, e eu sempre quis lutar com o Ankalaev, mas eu joguei isso para a organização, deixei bem claro, né? Vim aqui falar para vocês, deixei bem claro.
Now that we are all set up and informed, the truth of the matter is, Magomed Ankalaev was 100% offered a fight against Alex Pereira. He was offered the fight against Alex Pereira at UFC 300. So Ali Abdelaziz is absolutely lying about this, okay? Now, whether or not Ali is talking about they were never offered a fight at 307 or 308, they were never offered the fight at 303, who knows? But what Ali has said is a blanket statement of we were never offered Alex Pereira. That is 100% a lie. You were absolutely offered a fight against Alex Pereira. And the reason for that, the reason that we know that as the truth, is that there is a video of Magomed Ankalaev himself saying that he turned down a fight at UFC 300 because of Ramadan. Now, the video is in Russian, but if you go and watch the video yourself, and I will link the video in the description below, if you go and watch that video yourself, luckily we live in a world where you can generate auto captions. And not only can you generate auto captions, but you can translate those auto captions automatically. So if you can be bothered to do it yourself, the link is down there. But if you can't be bothered to do it yourself, I've done it for you and done a screen recording of it. So let's watch that now. Magomed Ankalaev himself saying that he turned down the fight.
Обещают, мне вообще-то предлагали этот бой с Перейрой на этом турнире, так как у нас был священный месяц Рамазан. Мне пришлось как бы отказаться от этого боя. Но я думаю, мы скоро получим после этого боя, уже будет.
Right, so there you go. Magomed Ankalaev himself saying that he was offered the fight and he had to turn it down due to the religious reasons of Ramadan. Now, this is not to criticize Magomed Ankalaev and him choosing to turn down the fight, okay? Apparently, we live in a free world, or at least that is what they tell us, and that we are free human beings. You are allowed to practice any religion that you want. That you are allowed to do that. And you are allowed to turn down any fight that you want because of your religious reasons. You're 100% entitled to not fight for those reasons. However, the company that you have signed a contract to is a Western sports entertainment company, and it is entitled to not have to bend itself to the whims of your religion. The show must and will go on. The UFC taught us that throughout 2019 and 2020, more than at any other time. The show will go on. And having said that, there are fighters that have chosen to fight through Ramadan before. So, Magomed, you did not want to fight Alex Pereira because of Ramadan. That is totally fine. But the UFC was in a very tight situation trying to set up fights for UFC 300. And yes, the UFC should have been more organized, and that is on them. But you did not step up to help the company when the company needed help. And not only that, you are not in the PFL, okay? Where certain wins get you a certain amount of points and a certain guarantee about what is going to happen next in a competitive bracket. You are in the UFC, and you chose to sign up to the UFC instead of the PFL, which means you chose to play the UFC's game instead of the PFL's game. And because the UFC is so evil, fighters keep signing to the UFC even though the PFL is right there. Essentially, Magomed, you made your own bed and now it is time to lie in it. The company needed its back scratched and you said no. And now you need your back scratched, and guess what? The company is saying no. This is not Alex Pereira's fault or problem. And any content creator going around saying that Magomed Ankalaev was never offered the fight with Alex Pereira or that he never turned the fight down with Alex Pereira is either purposefully lying to his audience or is uninformed. And therefore they should be shown this video so that they can become informed. Because I would assume that they wouldn't go out there and purposefully lie to their audience. I would assume that they are just uninformed. So hopefully one of their members or one of their subscribers can go and drop this video in the Discord for them so they can stop saying that Magomed Ankalaev never turned down a fight with Alex Pereira. So how would we wrap this up? Magomed Ankalaev was offered a fight against Alex Pereira. He chose to turn it down for personal reasons, which are completely justified. However, now the UFC is shuffling through the rest of its card deck and it will get to Magomed Ankalaev when it deems necessary, which it is also perfectly justified to do. This is Magomed Ankalaev's own fault. He just needs to lie on it and keep working through contenders until the UFC eventually gets to him. It is what it is. Let me know what you think about that down there in the comments. I love reading your comments, right? Let me know, just like Dig did when we were talking about Tom Aspinall finally chasing after John Jones. I loved this one. Dig said Tom needs to get a little bit more personal at times, right? So by the time John Jones fights Stipe, all the people are going to be talking about in the build-up is Tom Aspinall coming after John Jones and his little line of, I'll retire John Jones without fighting him. It's genius. That is all the people will say if Jones does retire. I agree, Dig. If Tom keeps up at John Jones, all that is going to be surrounded at the John Jones name is going to be he ducked Tom Aspinall. I think that is great. So you guys let me know down there in the comments, what do you think about Magomed Ankalaev and Ali Abdelaziz so vehemently saying that Alex Pereira is lying? If you enjoyed this video and it's your first time on this channel, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button? Every single subscriber means so much to small creators like myself. And if you're already on board with the channel and you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit that like button. And until then, I will see you all in the next video.